Alright, so in this video we're gonna talk about members. What is members? So far we have learned how to declare namespaces and how to declare classes. Now we have a very good understanding about classes, that once we've done our grouping with namespace, then we're gonna go towards the classes, and members belongs to the classes. So when we declare class Mr. Class XYZ, then we open our curly braces. This member resides inside the class. So with the members, understanding members are crucial and very important if you guys want to learn C#, because with the members, through the members we can create. So the members provide us tools to create different games and cool applications. Alright, so we're going to dive into members, or you're going to see that class members. Classes and structs have members that represents their data and behavior. So we already know what is classes and what is struct. So because C# is written inside the C++, and C++ is written inside C, because C and C++ have common syntax. There, before the C++ was invented, all the inside the C programming language, there used to be class, there used to be struct. So the classes and structs are almost the same, except there is a few exception that with the struct, all the members of the structs are public by default, while classes, on the other hand, all the default members are private. So that's the only difference by default. So classes and structs have members that represents their data and behavior. Fields and methods inside classes are often referred to as class members. What is a field? Think of field of like a variable. You're going to see that any other C++, say for example there is a variable or there is an attribute, you're going to see that one as fields. And what is a method? Think method of like a functions. If outside the class is a function, but inside the class is a method. So inside classes are often referred to as class members. As I said before, once we declare our class with the parentheses open, and we're going to put all our members, that's including field, methods, and you're going to see that constants, properties, and constructor, destructors, indexers, everything's going to be inside the class because it belongs to the class. So class members include all members declared in class, along with all members except constructor and finalizers. And think finalizer like destructors declared in all classes in its inheritance hierarchy. Don't worry about the inheritance, because inheritance is going to be our subject for the future videos. So we have two types of class members. The first one is going to be static members. So what is a static member? Static members belongs to the classes. That's the simplest explanation I can give you. And what is instance members what is instance members connected to objects, and objects are instance of the classes. So we have it again that static members belongs to classes, because why we have seen in previous videos, public static void main is our method, which is a special method that we initialize our program. So we execute initialize our program. And why static? Because statics are belongs to classes, and you can access static members from anywhere inside the class, while instance members are connected to objects. And what is objects? Objects are instances of the classes. So now I'm have the full list of all class members. So in this list, we're going to see that the member here on the left and the right, we have very brief descriptions. So the first member, class member, we're going to see is the fields. Think fields like variables. So fields are variables declared inside the class. A field may be built-in the numeric type or instance of another type. So if, for example, if you have a class year, or if you have a class say time, or if you have a class say timetable, it may have a field that contains the say time, or it has a field that say, for example, it has a date. Or in case of say class pet, it might have a field like the number of legs, or the pet speaks or the color of the pet. So the fields are variables that hold some sort of value. So here, constants. What is constants? Constants are fields whose value is set to compile time and can be changed. So once you declare the constant, it's not going to be changed. It's unchangeable. It's immutable. So constants are immutable. As in programming, we have mutable, which you can change the value, and immutable, which you cannot change the value. So once you declare the constants, say if you are writing a program that you want to set a value, so later on you guys cannot change it, or you guys, the other programmers going to come in and change it. They cannot change it even by smallest mistake. You guys can declare your variable constants. You guys can declare your fields as a constants, because you guys are making your fields immutable. And the next one we're going to see as properties. So what is properties? Actions to reading and writing named properties of the class. So properties are methods on a class that are accessed as if they were fields on the class. A property can provide protection for a class field to keep it from being changed without the knowledge of the object. And the next one is going to be the methods. And what is a method? Methods define the actions that a class can perform. So methods can take parameters that provides input data and can return output data through the parameters. Methods can also return a value directly without using a parameters. And then we're going to go here in the events. Events provide notifications about occurrences such as button click or button press. So that's event. If you guys have done JavaScript, or if you have done jQuery, or if you have done Ajax, then you know what I'm talking about, because events is something that is happening, or say event listeners, or you're going to see that on button click, when the button is clicked, or on button press, or when the button is pressed, that's event. When you guys are driving a car, when you are braking, that's event too, because you are changing this state from one state going to another, something that happens, or occurrences. Say for example, when you guys driving a car, when you brake, it's going to be on brake event, and when you accelerate, it's going to be on accelerate events. So that's the simplest explanation I can give you guys about the event. Alright, so now what is we're going to see operators. What is operators? As you guys are familiar with every other programming language, such as Java, or C++, or C, C# operators is exactly the same. So C# provides a number of operators, many of them supported by built-in types, and allow you to perform basic operations with value of those types. Those operators include arithmetic operators, we have comparison operators, Boolean logical operators, we have bitwise operators, and we have equality operators. We're going to see that operators in the future videos. So operators perform conversion. Our operators are expression operators aided by the class. So that's what we do with the operators. We are going to aid the class. And then we have indexers. So what is indexers? Indexers enable an object to be indexed similar to arrays. Indexed value can be set or retrieved without explicitly specifying a type of our instance. So the indexer resemble properties, except that their accessors take parameters. And then we have constructors. So what is constructors? Constructor initialize instances of the class or class itself. Once you guys declared your class, and you can put all your members, then by default C# creates a constructor behind the scene. So what's the importance of constructors when you guys instantiate your object? What is the instantiation? Instantiate comes from instance. So as we've seen here, objects are instances of the classes. So through the instantiation, we create object. Say for example, if you have a class vehicle, then you can't just keep the class vehicle, because you need to create cars, you need to create sedan, car, bus, truck, whatever you guys want. It means we need objects. We need say object that have attributes, as has a color or tires, whatever. It has a properties, say engine, or it has a light bulb, whatever it has, and it goes fast because it has a properties. So through the objects, because objects has attributes and objects have properties. So the objects which has a functions, because objects also has a methods. So through this one's objects, you can define your objects, you can make use of objects. And how to create objects? We can create objects through the constructors. Without constructors, there is no way you guys can create objects. Once you guys create your objects, or instantiate your objects, then the constructor kicks in. Through the constructor we can create our objects. And then we're going to see the finalizers. You can see finalizers in C# are actually destructors. So as the opposite of the construction, which creates objects, destructors are destroy the objects. So action taken before the permanent deletion of instance of the class. So if you look in here, initialize instance of the class, it means we instantiate or create the object. Here we are deleting that instance of the class. It means for say if you have an instance lurking somewhere, if you have a object somewhere, you need a way to delete these objects. And the finalizers give you guys this tool to delete your object. Say for example, if you have created a car, and if you have a class vehicle, and through that when you create objects like a car, then this car goes and reaches its end of its life. So you need a way for the program to come and clean this say dead car, for example. You don't want this car to be lying around somewhere. So through the finalizer, C# is going to come in and delete the instance of the class, and creates a room, creates more memory. And finally we have nested types. So what is the nested types? Nested types are types declared in another type. Say for example, we have conditional statements. If you have if you guys have heard of if statements, then we have a nested if. If you guys have heard of for loop, then we have a nested for loop. So it's a type gonna be declared inside another type. That's called nested types. The nested types are often used to describe objects that are used only by the types that contain them. So this is all the members of the C#. So as I said, that the members provide us tools and functionalities to create cool applications. Without this one, we cannot create anything. Say for example, we need the fields, we need the constants, we need the properties, we need the methods. And as I said, the methods, when you outside the class function, when inside the class is a method. With the event, say for example, if you accelerate the car or stop the car, you need to wait to tell the program that look, accelerating the car, or I'm stopping the car, I'm pressing the button, or I'm stopping the button, I'm typing, or I'm doing this and that. So through the events we can create cool games. Say for example, you guys need with the game, you guys need this event all the times. We have operators, indexer, constructor. We create our instance of the class, and we can finalizers like destructors. We can delete the instance of the class, and then finally we have nested types. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe CryoWood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.